26-year-old Army Sergeant Benjamin N. Pennington is the 7th service member to be killed in the Iran war. Pennington was injured after an attack on Prince Sultan Air Base last week and succumbed to his injuries, bringing the number of U.S. war casualties to 7. The U.S. Central Command commented on the news. Last night, a U.S. service member passed away from injuries received during the Iranian regime's initial attacks across the Middle East. The service member was seriously wounded at the scene of an attack on U.S. troops in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia on March 1st. The news came a day after the dignified transfer of the 6 soldiers who were killed during a strike last week in Kuwait. The president has previously said there will likely be more U.S. casualties in the Iran war.
You're worried you're going to end up coming back to Dover for more of these such dignified transfers?
I'm sure I hate to do it, but it's a part of war, isn't it?
It's been a hell of a weekend, okay? We've just lost our 7th U.S. military service member. He lost his life in Saudi Arabia. That attack came from Iran. That little bomb that was dropped off at Mandani's house, baby, it was actually a real explosive. A real one. Wigs R Us told Latin America leaders, I ain't learning y'all language. I mean, you barely know English language, so why are we surprised? Israeli attack on Lebanon has left 394 people unalive, 42 women and 83 children. Israel and the U.S. blew up the oil refinery in Tehran. There's a lot of things in play, y'all. Oil, power, Christianity. Pick one. The United States and Israel is guilty of all of it. Wigs R Us in Israel said after they're done with Iran, they're going after Latin America. Here's the hit list. Argentina, Bolivia, Chile, Costa Rica, Dominican Republic, Ecuador, El Salvador, Guinea, Honduras, Panama, Paraguay, and Trinidad and Tobago. I just like the way it rolls off my tongue. But Wigs R Us said he wants to fight narco-terrorism. You know how the Republican Party loves the children? Well, children in Cuba who have cancer are now dying because there is no energy. No oil to fuel anything. They only love kids when they can play with them. ICE deports a 6-year-old boy who has critical implants that were missing so he could hear. Disgusting. On top of that, guards are placing bets to see what migrants would take their life first. We really are in the Hunger Games. Burkina Faso shuts down Israel's and U.S.'s embassies and calls us terrorist states. I'm not mad. He's telling the truth. China and Russia are coming to the aid of Iran. And who the invited Condoleezza Rice to the goddamn White House? This is how you know shit is up and stuck. When Condoleezza steps in, that means we are losing the fight. And for the first time since the Great Depression, people are leaving the U.S. more than they're coming the I ain't mad. Save yourself. Iran's National Security Council claims they've captured a lot of us and they just holding on to them. Look, they ain't got shit to do with this. They just following orders. Can you let them go? And Southwest, what the going on with y'all? First of all, there was a so-called BOMB threat on a Nashville flight. That shit was diverted to Atlanta. Now Southwest is talking about not cleaning coach seats anymore in between flights. Saying if you want a clean seat, you're gonna have to get first class. I think the not. Did I mention Iran said that we're not gonna be safe at home either? I believe them. They're also saying that Wigs R Us must pay. Hey, I'm not mad at that. Killer Mike said the rich people need to start going to war and the poor people need to stay their ass home, and I with that too. Barron is up first. Putin said he gonna cut all natural gas supply to any European country that aids Israel or the U.S. Y'all better sit y'all asses down. If y'all thinking we winning this war, we are not. We are losing on all fronts. The only people that think we're winning is these damn MAGA people, and they're delusional as hell. Lord help us. Like, get rid of him, please.
So it's been reported, y'all, that 7 people from the U.S. have been unalive since the war has been started. This one recently, as of today, I believe this person was shot or wounded on March 1st and has passed away, guys. So this makes service member number 7 that we know of since the war has started. Now, when I go on ABC News and the other news channels to read the comments of those channels that's reporting this, I see a whole lot of comments saying the same exact thing, that this is this certain individual's fault of why these service members, U.S. military service members, are being unalive in Iraq. And y'all know who name everybody's saying. They're only saying one name, that this is his fault. The person who started this whole entire war that got us involved in a war that has nothing to do with us. So this means 7 service members have lost their lives right now and don't even know why they were over there in the first place fighting. This whole entire situation is gonna get a whole lot more worse than you guys can even imagine. They're already talking about putting boots on the ground over in Iran. American people, boots on the ground, which means we're gonna be on the ground in their country, guys. We don't know what's gonna happen. But what we do know is, as of today, 7 U.S. service members has lost their lives. We already know who's to blame for this. But anyway, I just wanted to report that to you guys. Thanks for watching.
Now, the number of U.S. service members that was injured or casualties, that number done went up from 7 to 150. Now, mind you, we told y'all days ago that it was way more than what they was reporting, okay? We been told y'all that the numbers was in the hundreds. But anyways, but South Carolina, listen, y'all representative, he went on Fox News and he said that he coming to South Carolina to ask y'all, his constituents, to send y'all sons and daughters over there to the Middle East. He then went on to say that he not even with y'all anyway. He with Israel. He with Israel to the day he die. Word around town is that Lindsey Graham of South Carolina, he the main reason for all this was going over there in Iran. And I hope South Carolina got the common sense at the primaries to vote him up out of his seat, but I digress. Anyway, speaking of y'all president, child, he's so confused. Every time the reporters asked him, you know, when do he think that this conflict in Iran is going to be over? Y'all, he shift the timelines more than he shifts that bird's nest on the top of his head that he called a toupee. 1 minute he say it's going to be over within 1 to 2 days. Then he say give it a few weeks.
We now have 7 confirmed active service members dead. It dishonors their memory. Putting aside Trump not taking off his damn baseball cap during the dignified remains transfer, there was no congressional authorization on this. Why are we doing this? I know you voted to make sure that war powers, the resolution would work, meaning you get to do your job as a congressman. No. The Republicans are not on the same page.
Our system only works when there are checks and balances. Donald Trump, he promised no foreign wars. He's literally deliberately lied to Congress and the American people about his rationale for going in. Remember, it was regime change. The hour of your freedom is here. Then it's about ballistic missiles, even though his own DOD said that they don't have access to ballistic missiles to reach the United States. The Republicans are no longer Republicans. They're Trumpistas. They do whatever Trump says, and they do it exactly the way he wants them to do it.
So it's been reported, y'all, that 7 people from the U.S. have been unalived since the war has been started. This one recently, as of today, I believe this person was shot or wounded on March 1st and has passed away, guys. So this makes service member number 7 that we know of since the war has started. Now, when I go on ABC News and the other news channels to read the comments of those channels that's reporting this, I see a whole lot of comments saying the same exact thing, that this is certain individual's fault of why these service members, U.S. military service members, are being unalived in Iraq. And y'all know who name everybody's saying. They're only saying one name, that this is his fault. The person who started this whole entire war, that got us involved in a war that has nothing to do with us. So this means 7 service members have lost their lives right now and don't even know why they were over there in the first place fighting. This whole entire situation is gonna get a whole lot more worse than you guys can even imagine. They're already talking about putting boots on the ground over in Iran. American people, boots on the ground, which means we're gonna be on the ground in their country, guys. We don't know what's gonna happen. But what we do know is, as of today, 7 U.S. service members has lost their lives. We already know who's to blame for this. But anyway, I just wanted to report that to you guys. Thanks for watching.
I think that this guy is actually, you know, that saying of misery loves company. You know, when someone is going through something and maybe they're failing through something, there is someone or something to keep them company during whatever it is that they're going through. So let's say, for example, someone is getting beat on, like school. You guys can't relate. You are in Britain in high school, okay? Planned kids. Anyway, so let's say that someone is going through something sad and they're mad about something, right? They would want someone else to experience it with them. So that's where the saying of misery loves company stems from. And that's what we're seeing. Instead of fighting your battles and making sure your people are safe, you're now switching the tactic to now look at Black Americans and sort of say, hey, you guys are also immigrants, so you guys need to live with us. It's like, no, if first what you're facing, that's the thing. Face your front and then just go through the emotions as is, like just go with it as it is. You can't say Black people are now immigrants, and now try to force them into a certain bracket that you are put into because they didn't voluntarily leave their country. They were actually forced into this country and they actually have citizenship. So US citizens cannot be deported regardless of race or ethnicity or what you think of, right? Mind you, these are descendants of enslaved people whose presence dates back centuries. So it's not like the recent immigrants who just came in during this wave of looking for a greener pasture. No, it's people who have been there. It's not like, oh, fourth generation, fifth generation. No, these are people who have been there for centuries and centuries. Their lineage dates back years and years and years. So you can't wake up one day and think that these people are not immigrants. Like that's you just trying to run away from your reality, which is that you are currently being deported and actively being deported, right? Instead of facing that and dealing with that and making sure that something happens with you guys, you're now defaulting and looking at the other side like, wait a minute, you guys need to come with us. No, where are they going to go? They were born there. There's centuries that dates back to them. So it's like if you wake up one day and say, oh, I'm going to send you home, but this is home. What do you mean you're going to send me home? You understand? So that's pretty much it. Like the deflecting needs to stop and, let everyone just face their front, if you know what I mean. Guys, we've come to the end of this episode. Please let me know what you think in the comment section. If you're new here, please subscribe. Guys, like 80% of you watching me are not subscribed. I'm watching you. Please make sure you subscribe and I'll be sure to see you in the next one. Before we go, I have this thing where it's a new month, it's June, so I'm going to read for you. I have a court calendar of sorts. I'm going to read for you the court for, the court is saying, may yesterday's disappointments not block you from dreaming today. I hope that wherever it is that you are, you keep on dreaming and you become a dreamer. Dreamers never die. Okay? I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.